Bitmex just charged with illegally operating a cryptocurrency exchange and Bitcoin pulling back. Does this mean a new low is coming? Keep watching. Hey, welcome to BlockRoots. I am Josh, and as always, on behalf of my co-founder, Karen Clark, we just want to say welcome to the channel. As always, if you've not yet subscribed, please make sure to do that below. It's super easy. Just go ahead and click that red notification button and subscribe button. It'll give you notifications each and every week. Now, as far as that goes, I am finally showing my face today. My camera seems to be working. We'll see if it continues to work. If I happen to disappear halfway through the video, that's because I will turn that off. But with that said, we've got some exciting things to talk about today, specifically with Bitmex being charged in violations with running a cryptocurrency exchange. We'll talk about that. How does that impact the price of Bitcoin? Are we going to pull back to new lows? We'll also look at some other things as well. I actually had a wallet compromised, potentially hacked, where I could have lost all my funds. I'll show you a little bit more about that and what you can do as far as to prevent that, or if you're in that situation, some things that you can do. And really, we'll just go ahead and get to it. We'll talk about price action. And so, as always, nothing is financial advice. And as well, too, just to throw that back out there, if you do comment on today's video, you're going to be put in a $100 giveaway for Bitcoin, $100 of Bitcoin that we do each and every week. So make sure that you comment or engage on the video. Now, as far as today is October 1st. We have had a monthly close, meaning that the monthly candle has now closed. And the good news, I did tweet about this yesterday, is that we maintained the market structure. The structure held as far as the previous support area that was resistance before, right? We see at around 10,760. Now, right now, with the Bitmex news, we did see Bitcoin pull back. We'll go ahead and look at the other charts, the lower time frames in a moment. But if you go ahead and look at this, we do see that price did stay above that. It did close above this level. And for me, that's actually a bullish sign as far as the high time frame. That's a good sign in general. Now, again, price is below. It's 10,599 right now. It's the first of the month. It's the first day of the month. We literally have 30 more days to go until this candle closes. That's a long time in cryptocurrency, even in a couple of days. It's not even by much. I mean, really, we're looking to move back above this green line, which is $160 or so in the matter of, 4 weeks. So we've got plenty of time to close back above that. But the good news is, for now, is that the structure held overall for September, and now we have an October coming up where we have a presidential election in the United States. Typically, of course, we see September and October be red months in cryptocurrency, but with an election with a conservative Republican president looking to be renominated in Donald Trump, are we going to see markets do better? Of course, when markets do well, that's better for the president who's actually elected, currently elected, and hopefully that will give them a leading advantage coming into the election. So I think that we may see some green markets here in October, which isn't usually the case for cryptocurrency. Now, here on the lower time frames for Bitcoin, we did see that it did have a nice pullback today, around 4% or so. Now, with Bitcoin, that's actually not too bad. We're really used to the volatility when it comes to the Bitcoin market and cryptocurrency. But the reason why we saw that big drop in particular is because of the news today. And that is the CFTC has charged the owners of Bitmex with illegally operating a cryptocurrency derivatives trading platform and anti-money laundering violations. According to report, the firm's CTO was arrested this morning. And of course, the article goes on to talk about how the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, has charged 5 entities and 3 individuals that own Bitmex with operating an unregistered trading platform and violating anti-money laundering procedures. And of course, that includes Arthur Hayes, who is the outspoken CEO or co-founder of Bitmex. And you can see him often on Twitter. And the CTO, Samuel Reed, was actually arrested in Massachusetts this morning. So again, it's been a big deal because we know that Bitmex is not registered in the United States. Well, actually, they do have offices in San Francisco and Hong Kong, but they're not in the United States. And so the issue with that is that now United States people or users of the platform from the United States who, quote, shouldn't be using it are using it. And they made that easy for people in the United States to actually access Bitmex over the course of the few years. Now, what recently changed, we saw that Bitmex did put in a rule that I believe that it's a KYC, but regardless, it was super easy in the beginning to be able to register. You basically you could lie about where you're from and basically go in there and trade. And of course, that's not good enough now. Now, the biggest concern, of course, are for people who hold funds on Bitmex. And if you have held funds on Bitmex, you're likely going to be safe right now. As you see in this email, they've been processing withdrawals for Bitmex users, and they're going about that. Of course, if something changes legally, we could see the withdrawals be affected. But as for right now, most people are withdrawing from the platform, and I'm not for sure how successful that is, but so far I haven't heard of people not being able to withdraw. And at least some confidence from Bitmex is that they actually say, we strongly disagree with the US government's heavy-handed decision to bring these charges and intend to defend the allegations vigorously. From our early days as a startup, we have always thought to comply with applicable U.S. laws as though laws were understood at the time and based on available guidance. And they also further said that all funds are safe and they plan to continue to operating entirely as normal. So again, Bitmex doesn't seem too worried about it. That is good news. But again, who's going to be left to trade on Bitmex? It's very likely that people do go to other platforms. And of course, one thing of concern is you see here from Nick Carter is that Bitmex has over $2 billion worth of Bitcoin in their vaults. This is around 193,000 Bitcoin. So that's a lot of Bitcoin to lose, of course. And so a lot of people do still have funds on that, and will we see that actually go somewhere else? Again, that would be devastating if somehow, some way we saw people lose their Bitcoin. But I think let's be realistic here. Most cases, typically when these circumstances come about, we'll see some type of agreement or negotiation between the government and Bitmex. And of course, there'll be something, probably of a fine that they'll have to pay. And more or less, is this just for show? Is this just to warn other people or warn other companies, and try to scare people from using those platforms? We do know that there's not very many places in the United States that you can actually use leverage trading. And typically that's going to be Kraken and Coinbase Pro in some areas. Other than that, you really have other alternatives. You don't really have other alternatives. But if you do live outside of the United States, you do have a lot of alternatives, including Phemex, who we partner with. Now, again, we have always been open with Phemex.com. Our actual referral link is Phemex.trade. And so, again, we do have a lot of people who use Phemex who really enjoy it for both spot trading as well as derivatives platform trading. As we always say, know your local laws. Know if you're supposed to use this or not. Now, our audience is about 50% from around the world. Regardless, only probably about 50% of our audience is from the United States. And so again, I don't know really what to tell you. I can't give you any guidance and direction, but all I know is just know your laws in your actual location. And as far as if you have any reason to fear Phemex or Bybit or FTX or anything else, make sure that you reach out to their customer support. Again, Karen Clark and myself are partners with Phemex. We do a lot of education surrounding this, not just saying, hey, use their platform. It's great if you want to use it, if you trade derivatives, but if not, we do like to inform you and educate you, and they do partner with their channel. We always like to be open with that. But again, make sure that you use good due diligence and know your local laws before trading, and use proper risk management, of course. Now, of course, here with the lower time frames with Bitcoin, if I go ahead and there's even I can put this trend line right here, which actually works pretty quite well. Of course, from this local high, right, as I go here, Bitcoin has actually bounced off this support after it flipped above it, and it continues to kind of wick down through it and stay above it. And so price, again, it's currently 10,610, and I honestly think that that's good. The wick on this Bitcoin price from the past hour or so, or on this 4-hour chart, was around 1.76%. So that's a pretty good size wick on a 4-hour candle. And it goes to show you that as scary as it was for Bitmex to be charged with this recently, we personally know that only a 4% pullback is not even that bad for that news. We did have a KuCoin hacker hacked not too long ago. Now we have the charging for Bitmex, and really the market has hardly dropped at all, which really tells me and tells, I think, many people that the market is still strong right now. We are still potentially in an uptrend. And just with a 4% pullback that is getting bought up currently at the moment, that's actually a good sign. So the question, do I think that Bitcoin is going to hit new local lows or go back down to fill the gap at 9,600 or go back down to 8K? And I'm going to say that no, I don't actually think that yet. Now, until we go and we break down below this area, right? I mean, certainly I am watching around 10,236. I think if price makes its way back down here and closes below that, it's very unlikely that we just move on back up. If we do close below this area and make another lower low, at least on the lower time frames, certainly we want to watch down in this area, right? We certainly want to watch down around 10,000, 9,980s or so. That is certainly the area. If we drop below that, will we wick down or continue to tumble on down? Possibly. But for me, I'll first look at around this area, around 10,236. And if we do close back above the previous range right here, right? So if you look at this range that held as resistance and then flipped as support, right? Resistance and support again. Look at the wick right here. We're wicking right off that area around 10,560s or so. And if Bitcoin stays above that area, I'm actually going to be good to go. I'm going to feel pretty good. We do need to go back here and not only get back above this area, but yes, we do need to see another local high and higher high on the trend. So over 10,900 is going to be key for Bitcoin as far as the lower time frames, the 4-hour chart. Want to see Bitcoin go back above that. Of course, we could just range right here. Notice between these two lines, we've just got a range going on, right? You get ranging here, drop in price, push in price, range, drop in price. We could range here. And that's really what Bitcoin is doing. So overall, if you were to zoom out a little bit, really, if you look at these lines, Bitcoin is just in one big long range, okay? And is this accumulation before the next step up? Possibly. Again, I have no reason to be bearish at this time. Really, every time we go back down, especially in this area, all these wicks continue to get bought up ever since the drop from 12K. So continue to take it day by day. Really, what we're seeing here is a sideways movement from Bitcoin. And so until we see back above 11,000, specifically even up here, really want to see if we get back above 11,150. That's going to be really good for Bitcoin. I think we continue to move on back up above 12,000. Or if we break back below 10,200, then, okay, again, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on this. And certainly below 10,000, I think that we can hit quite a few dollar signs lower, right? At least 9,600, possibly down to 8,800. I don't really see that happening. And so let's take it one day at a time. But as far as this goes right now, we do see Bitcoin going sideways. It's had a positive reaction with the Bitmex news and with the KuCoin hacker, all that news. And in the end, I think that I'm going to continue to trade altcoins at this time. So my plan right now is to continue to do some altcoin trades. I'm going to kind of see what looks bullish right now. I'll continue to do some farming and really take it one day at a time with the Bitcoin price, unless otherwise noted. Now, today, really quick, I did have an incident to where my wallet actually was compromised. I did connect my MetaMask wallet with a farming website. Now, typically when you connect your MetaMask wallet or any Ethereum wallet to a website in order to farm, you're giving them access to that you can stake on their website to earn their token, which you can then go and sell later on. I actually went on a farming page that had a play on the Minions, right? Despicable Me, the Minion farm, and there was some compromise there. And again, I'm very sure that there was some shady contract information and coding going on. So I had to quickly unsync my wallet. And the way that I do that, if you ever get in a situation with your MetaMask or some type of wallet where you need to disconnect from a specific website, that means taking away the permission for them to spend your coins in any way, all you have to go is to approved.zone. Now, approved zone basically is a website to where you can put in your wallet, you sync that, right? And it shows you your wallet up in this area where I have it blurred out. It'll show you the smart contract. You can actually click on each one of those smart contracts, and that will actually take you to the Etherscan page where you can do more research. But what you want to do, if you're ever connected to some type of website contract that it seems really fishy or shady, or they could possibly be scamming you in any way, approved.zone is a good website to go. It's totally free. Basically, you just have to pay for gas for the transaction. But then what you can do is decline the contract. Click on that, and that'll allow you to decline the access from that contract to your wallet. So again, that should help you overall. And a lot of times too, what I do if my wallet's compromised, I'll actually send the funds to another new wallet. Okay, it just makes it simple and easy. And that's what you can do before, of course, they access that. So make sure that you do that. Approve.zone is a good place to look overall if you're looking to get, if you're kind of in a pickle and you're trying to get away from some type of shady contract that you've connected to with your MetaMask or Ethereum wallet. With that said, I am Josh. As always, again, thanks for watching. We'll have more videos. Tanner and Clark will be back soon with a more technical analysis video talking about Bitcoin and what he's watching for. So make sure to watch out for that, as well as comment on this video today. You'll be in a $100 giveaway for Bitcoin if you do that. Again, it's good to see you guys again. As always, I'm Josh. You guys make sure to trade effectively, be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.